Hello everyone, thank you for taking the time to join our Content Experience webinar. We will take you through 3 new features. I'm going to take you through the features through the presentation and also bring in a live demo as well. This session is going to be recorded, and you can also leave questions in the chat as well, which we will answer afterwards. My name is Jo Turnbull. I've been at Searchmetrics for just over 2 years, and I'm a senior account manager here. If you have any questions about the Content Experience Suite, please feel free to email me. I will also leave my email at the end as well. So today, as I mentioned, we're going to go through some of the new features of Content Experience. We set up or released Content Experience Suite in the UK at the beginning of Q2 this year. And we have since been working very hard to release a lot more features, which will help you to create the content that you need and that your users want to help you rank, and obviously improve traffic and conversions to your site. So at Brighton SEO, we talked about 5 different sort of user flows, which we will help you for Content Experience Suite. We're going to talk about the topic area, so the first step, and we're also going to talk about creating that content in this webinar. So these are the 3 areas that we were going to go through in today's webinar. As I said, it is going to be recorded, and you can of course leave questions in the chat area and also send me questions too. So first of all, we will look at on-demand topics. Normally within the Content Experience Suite, when you searched for a topic within the actual suite, you would actually see a search box and you would see a CPC amount. We have developed the Content Experience Suite even further to actually allow you to create what we call on-demand briefs. So we can actually pull the information for topics and keywords that aren't actually currently in our database, but it will be at your request. Now, there has been a demand for this because of many reasons, and we'll just highlight just a couple here. As some of you may know, most SEO databases do not include information around sort of niche topics, ones that have sort of low search volume, any new topics or trending topics as well. And so we wanted to be able to bring this within the Content Experience Suite. A couple of areas or sort of target groups are, one, retailers, so people that are operating in niche markets, or people obviously looking to launch brand new products, for example, new iPhones, new Samsungs, new mobile phones. The other area is news and media. So obviously if something is breaking news, that is something where people would want to pull an on-demand brief. For example, earlier this year, the snap election, 2017, that was something which was in the news a lot, but we now have this on-demand feature, so you can actually pull this information in. So I'm going to talk you through and use a live demo to show you how, when you're creating a brief, if you're using a topic that we haven't covered, so it's not in our database, you can actually pull that information and you can get more data actually as we speak. These are just a couple of screenshots, but let's just go through a live demo. So in the Content Experience Suite, if you wanted to actually create an on-demand topic, you would just go to your create brief there. It would then pull up your project, your language. We now have Australia asked for a few weeks ago, and we have France as well. And you would just type in the brief. So we can type in, let's say, iPhone 2017. So it says on demand. It will say, oh, I just created that, but let's create another one. If you type in anything that doesn't actually have a search farm like new iPhone 8, we'll say on demand. You've selected a very special topic, and then you can continue with that brief. But here's one I made earlier. So it will take just about 5 or so minutes to collect that data. But let's go and have a look at some of the ones I just created just for now for this demo. So let's look at this one, Winter Wonderland 2017. This, as some of you know, is an event that takes place not just in London, but in other places throughout the UK. And obviously with being 2017, it wasn't in our database yet. Now you still get the semantic associations here. The topics that share a common context and are in close proximity and the same color, as you can see, they're all here. So Winter Wonderland 2017 Cardiff, that's slightly off the topic, so sort of a subtopic, or obviously Winter Wonderland Manchester. I believe those have come out this year. The first one was set up in London. So you can still add different topics. You can still, like as you would do a normal brief, and you can go through the additional stages. So for example, seasonality, it's obvious that you would have a lot of search volume, as you can see here in winter, and of course, quite a lot of search volume as well in autumn. We also have the competitiveness data that has been pulled in. So that's, there's more around 50 pence to £2 a click, and also ones that are 10 pence to 50 pence. So all this data actually has been pulled in just now, or just a few minutes before I started this webinar. So you can actually do this with any topic that you would wish to do. It's very useful, as I said, if you're looking at niche topics, news topics, maybe ones with a low search volume as well. You also have information around search intent. Again, it depends on the content. Most of the search intent here is more around sort of informational, just around the actual event itself. And the rides, they actually have launched a huge number of rides this year compared to last year. And then there is a sales funnel too. The sales funnel will be populated should there be information around specifically people buying. In this case, there is not. So that's just a quick view at the on-demand brief, and you can see it's highlighted there on demand. So it hasn't yet been pulled, and you can get that information there. So let's go back to the presentation, because I also wanted to show you our second feature for the Content Experience Suite. Excuse the going back to different screens. So the second area that I wanted to take you through is the word add-in. The word add-in was launched just a few weeks ago. It is available to all those in the Content Experience that have the Content Experience Suite, and basically actually pulling in the side navigation, which you would find in the content editor, into Word. And you can actually get this and add it to your own MS Office through going to the Office Store. Once you have it, you simply add it, and then you will sign in. I will show you how this happens. So we wanted to really combine, you know, the power of the Searchmetrics Content Experience Suite with actually Word, as that many people are very comfortable and familiar with using the platform. The reason why we did this is because we wanted to be able to give companies the ability to basically give well, the empowerment to their own writers to write that optimized content. We wanted to also help and ease it with the in-house team and maybe freelance writers who perhaps at this time are more familiar with Word. They enjoy it, and some writers they don't like switching between different software interfaces. They feel maybe it might disrupt the flow of that. So really, we've added this as an additional feature to really help empower the teams, to help them to use the research side of it, and really, as I said, to continue that flow of creativity of writing for the actual through the actual brief process to the actual writing the content and setting it live. So as you can see in the top right hand corner, there's the Content Experience Suite. You can just add that by going into here, Insert, and you have it in the Store section there. If you cannot see that, please let me know and we can always help you with that afterwards. So what it is that you would actually need to select the brief that you want to work on. So I was working on one for, let's say, London attractions, and you would actually pull in the data from London attractions, takes the content score and the must-have keywords that we already did use within the brief process. It also pulls in the questions that you can see here, and it also does a duplicate content check. So I've only written a few things here. London attractions are the best in the UK, but there are many museums outside of London too. You know, London Dungeons is fun to go to. It's one of the top London attractions. Now, you know, we can continue to write here. If, of course, you write a spelling mistake, it will not tick it off, as you can see in the right-hand corner. So British Museum, that is not ticked off if I type it correctly. And as you can see, it's as simple as that. So it's just within your Word. You have all the data here, your must-have keywords. As you can see, it's just been adding more to my content score. You have the word count as well. Must-have keywords. You can also click on that to show all keywords, and it will just pull all that information in. So that really allows you to continue with the flow of your writing, but using some of the database, using some of the data that you have collected by going through the Content Experience Suite process. So that is the Word add-on. That's a very good part of the actual suite that, as I said, was just launched. And it has helped a lot of our content writers that are used to using Word, but they also want to have the data from the actual suite itself. Now, what I would like to show you now is actually the Topic Explorer. That's the last part of the day, the third feature that we have just launched. And that is, if you go to the Content Experience Suite here, you can click on the left, drop down, Topic Explorer. This is about writing any topic that you would like in the 5 countries. As I said, we just got Australia a few weeks ago and France before that, probably late summer. So we now have 5 countries in the Searchmetrics Content Experience Suite section. So the Topic Explorer, you can use any topic here. We're going to use birthday cakes. I love cakes. Everyone loves birthday cakes? I'm sure you do. So the Topic Explorer is used because people would like to actually start with doing the research first before they use the brief credits. As you can see here, the semantic association, the seasonality, competitiveness, search intent, and the sales funnel is how it should be anyway within the Searchmetrics Content Experience Week if you started with creating a brief. So you can see again with the semantic associations, actually there's quite a lot of different topics that are off the back of birthday cakes. Obviously a subtopic could be around children's birthday cakes, boys' birthday cakes, Waitrose, so Pacific brand and supermarkets, and the same with Asda. So we can just, as I said, add different ones. Let's do personalized birthday cakes. Everyone loves a personalized birthday cake. How to make a birthday cake? Yes. How to make a good birthday cake? I'd like to find that out. Let's add birthday cakes delivered as well. So again, you can go through the different stages within the Topic Explorer to really pull out more information about this topic. So here we have some seasonality. You can actually look at cheap birthday cakes, princess birthday cakes, and boys' birthday cakes. You also have one around the competitiveness around it. So it looks like here actually there's quite a lot around the 10 pence to 50 pence mark, and the search intent. So as you would expect, there is a lot of informational A lot of different topics around informational. So personals, birthday cakes, cheap birthday cakes, as the birthday cakes as well, and more around transactionals, more around looking at the recipes, ones around delivering, and cakes to order. Then, of course, if we look in the sales funnel, you can see again, these are more of the purchase ones that you have. So birthday cakes to order, deliver cakes. So we use this part of the Topic Explorer without creating a brief so that we can just do the research and find out what people are looking for then. If you find that, yes, I've got enough information, I want to actually now create a brief, then you can just simply do that. Then you create that brief there. So here we are, as I said, under here, the Topic Explorer, you can just add any topic that you would like. Let's do the birthday cakes again. Everyone loves birthdays. And there we go. And then it's generating that information so you can get all the information you want before you actually start creating a brief itself. So does anyone have any questions about those 3 different features that we have within the Searchmetrics Content Experience suite? Feel free to, I'll open the chat. Feel free to add that in the chat here. Okay, thank you everyone for the questions. So we have the question for any plans for the Google Docs add-in. I am not aware of the plan of having the Google Docs add-in yet, but I will ask the product marketing if we have that. For the moment, you know, it is the Word. But as I said, we've got a lot of developers working on the Content Experience suite, and we've had quite a few features so far this year, and it's only just launched this year. So I'll find out, and then we can let you know. If you've registered for the webinar with that email address, then we can send that over to you. And thank you. The question is, when will the Dutch version be added to the Content Experience suite? We're still working on a few other languages. As mentioned, we only had Australia just 3 or 4 weeks ago. When we have anything else, we will let you know. Do you have any language in the pipeline? I would like us to have a few more languages in the pipeline, but I know there's you know, big demand in other countries, but we don't have a roadmap yet of when that is out. As soon as we do have that, I will let you know. And then there's a question about Swedish and Italian. Yes, Dutch, Swedish, and Italian. Totally understand. Yes, we will see when that will be released. I don't have a date yet. How are the related words gathered found? It's through our database. They're semantically related to each other for that. If it's an on-demand topic, we're actually crawling our database at that time to pull the information through. Well, if you have any other questions afterwards, please feel free to email me. That is j.turnbull@searchmetrics.com. Thank you all for coming to the webinar today. This is recorded, and so we'll be sharing this with everyone at a later date. Thank you everyone for joining us at the webinar today. I'm Jo Turnbull. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email us, and look forward to hearing from you all soon.